Good Tuesday morning. I'm going to design a new knife. But first I want to say thank you to everyone who expressed their condolences over the loss of our child. And, Sonny was our child for 16 years. We cared about her and took care of her like you would a child. And I don't think our situations that her and I have are rare, but I think people who have been in our situation understand the degree of devotion that you pour into a dog because of the situations. And I'm not going to get too personal, but I have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, and my daughter will be 40 in April, and my 2 sons are, in their mid to late 30s, and Charlie's son is in his late 40s. And through the miracle of divorce, we were both deprived of being part of our children's lives. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And I loved being a father. I was a good father. I used to braid my daughter's hair, and we would do interesting father kids. We'd go to the duck pond and feed the ducks, and I was a good dad. But and I loved being a dad, and I worked really hard. I worked 2 and 3 jobs sometimes to feed those kids and keep a roof over our head. But regardless, when you are denied your children, you tend to pour that love into something else. And for us, it was dogs. And, we still have 2 dogs, and we still pour that love that would be considered normal for a child and abnormal for a dog. I actually had somebody leave a comment that was a little shocking. Not on the last video. The video before that, where I mentioned how sick Sonny was, somebody said, "I just can't understand how people can love an animal." And I just didn't even know what to say to that, Why would you have an animal in your home that you fed and cared for and vetted and got his teeth cleaned and protected from other animals and not love the animal? I don't understand it. But, everybody's different. And it took me aback. Anyway, so that's why the loss of Sonny has hit us so hard. Because the love that we would normally have for our children, we have put into our surrogate children, our dogs. And I don't care if anybody thinks that's weird. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to design a new knife. This is the dinner skinner. And the new knife is going to be that much bigger than the dinner skinner. I'm going to have slightly less handle and a little more blade. And it's going to be a beefy knife out of 3/16. And it's going to be smaller than my BC Special and bigger than the dinner skinner. And I've already got a name for it. Plorabilis, which is Latin for deplorable. And just for fun, I may call it the Hillary edition. So, I'm going to go through a bunch of this before I come up with something. If I come up with something I'm happy with, I'll show it to you. I may put a little sharpening choil here. I don't know yet. They do make the sharpening choils make this edge here and this edge here, the corners, kind of brittle, which is why I haven't before. But I'm making this out of 3/16. I'll decide when I get to that point. So it's going to have a pronounced finger, what do they call it? Finger choil? I don't know. Yeah, I think they call it a finger choil. And it's not going to come to this kind of a point. It's going to be more rounded. I just don't have an eraser. So, and this is going to be just a bit swoopy here. I'm not going to put a false edge on either of these. I don't like them myself. It's a waste of grinding, and it takes steel away that, you know, unnecessarily, because it serves no purpose except looks, and you know, it's needless. So there we go, Plorabilis. Now I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to trace it on a piece of paper, harder paper, and then I'm going to cut it out of the paper, and I'm going to make my first knife. All right, this is all I got so far. All right, from my brain to paper to metal, and I think I'm gonna like this. It's, you know, I got fairly large hands, and there's enough handle there for me to be holding it comfortably, and there's a nice thumb purchase there, and a finger choil with enough butt hanging out, and when I get handles on here, it'll make it even more comfortable. I think I'm gonna like this. All it lacks now is grinding of the bevel, and I may do that right now. I think I will. Okay, I like it. I'm going to trace that out on a piece of plywood, make a pattern. Do I have a small piece here? Let's see here. That might be too small. No? Okay. All right. Deplorabilis 45. Okay, this will be getting 3/16 pins, and I'm going to use Dymalux because my intention is for this to be a really good using, hard-working knife. So I'm putting a satin finish on it, and I'm putting some Dymalux on it, and these are impervious to blood and water and anything else you might expose this to. So it's multicolored, and it will have some not exactly a Coke bottle shape, but it will have some dips in between the pins. And then I'm going to, where your finger goes around here, I will put some curves, you know, where you'll see the different layers of this. And this polishes up so nice. I'm kind of excited. Alrighty. That's all I'm going to do for today. I got to go to the post office, and I think tomorrow I'm going to start working on the gate. I got to get 4x4s sunk in the ground. We're done with the cutting for just a little while. There's a few trees that I may have to drop on the outside of my fence. I got to do that before I can put my fence up. But right now, my wife's still not doing good, so I don't want to get too deeply involved in stuff. So I can go be with her. Man, I'm ate up about Sunny, but she's taking it really, really hard. And I understand, because when our old dog Joe died, oh God, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I had never experienced that kind of love for a dog in my life. When I was growing up, we had two dogs. One of them was named Gigi, short for Georgie Girl, because back when we had Gigi, there was a song out, "Hey there, Georgie Girl, da 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 da," and that's when we got Gigi. And she was my dad's shop dog. She was basically a feral dog. She came around the shop during the day. Sometimes when it was really cold, she'd sleep in the shop at night, but mostly she chased rabbits and had a good wild dog life, mixed with lots of people petting on her and loving her and giving her food when she was hungry and sleeping by the wood stove when she wanted to. So she kind of had I guess you'd call her a free-range dog. I remember Gigi. And then I didn't love Gigi. You know, she was just a wild dog that came around. That was part of our shop life. And then we had another dog, a little Pomeranian, for many, many years. Her name was, at first, it was Little Tyke, and then everybody called her Tykey. And she was my dad's dog. She liked everybody, but she loved my dad. And I joined the Army, and when I came back, Tykey, she didn't even know me. And she was... So I didn't have any love for that dog. Just a normal love you would have for a pet, but not a deep down in the heart, I'm going to die when this dog dies kind of love. And Joe was the first dog, and I suspect, excuse me, I suspect because Joe, for 14 years, every single minute of Joe's life was spent with us. He was in the truck when we drove, and when we were home, we didn't go do things. You know, we didn't leave him gone. We'd go shopping and come back, but Joe was a part of every minute of our life, and especially in the truck, 24/7. And the same thing with Sonny. We had 2 years without a dog, and then we got Sonny, and Sonny was a truck dog for, you know, the first, 9 years of her life, 24/7. And, you know, you develop an attachment just like you would for a spouse or a child. That kind of love where you just expect them to be there every minute of every day, and when your hand goes out to pet something, you want it there, and suddenly it's not there. So I understand, because I felt that. And I am, you know, grieving for Sonny, but I have a dog to pet and love on. And it's different for my wife. That was her baby. So that's it for today. I just want to say thanks again. Steve sent me something. I want to say thank you to Steve. I'm fixing to go right now and get it at the post office. And the knife, if you're interested, let me know. If it's something you might like, I'll make more of them. But this is, I call it a prototype, but I've already cut a pattern out because I like it. And if you like it too, let me know. I'll show you what it looks like as I proceed. But tomorrow, that's my plan, to get some poles in the ground right there and get them cemented and bolted together, and then I can hang that gate on them. And then I'm going to go from there down to that end where that gate is, and that's going to be the fence on that side of the property. And I'm going to lay my poles out every 10 foot from there, even on back, way down, way back yonder, down the hill and back there. And I'm going to rent a gas-powered T-post driver and hammer all them T-posts in at one time, because I do not have that kind of movement left in my shoulders, just the arthritis. But I think I can pick up a gas-powered post driver and handle that. Alrighty. Have a good Tuesday, y'all. And thank you for the condolences on Sonny. We're trying to, you know, put our lives back together and try to be happy again. Let me just say this about that knife. Plorabilis XVL. You know, I'm kind of joking about Hillary calling everybody who wanted to vote for Donald Trump a basket of deplorables. She called us deplorables. And it's kind of a joke on that. But let me tell you this, you know, I was 100% on board for Trump. The first go-around and the second go-around, I voted for him, but kind of reluctantly, because, now, I'll say this. I prefer the country when he was running it to the country now that China Joe is running it. But Trump's tweets and his childish behavior and the fact that he surrounded himself with the worst choices of cabinet members and people that he trusted and brought into an inner circle, you know, for a guy that's supposed to be smart, he made some ridiculous choices. And I only voted for him the second time because look what we have. And, you know, look where the country is now. The entire country is tanking. Everything is tanking. And we're facing a World War III because of this guy. Anyway, I just wanted to say that it's kind of a joke on Hillary calling everybody who chose one president over another because we're deplorable. And this is not saying anything really in favor or against Donald Trump. It's just the fact that somebody with the kind of power that Hillary Clinton had, calling anybody who didn't vote for her basically deplorable, was hilarious. And I think everybody who didn't vote for her thinks of her as a deplorable human. Okay, that's all I got to say. Have a good Tuesday. Steve, thank you very much. That is just incredibly thoughtful. And when Sonny's remains come back to us, it will be put right here next to Joe and Breezy, who's still with us. But thank you very much, Steve. That was awful nice of you.
Did you know that the cheapest cut of meat is deer balls? They're under $1. Oh, and what do you call a bunch of rabbits hopping backwards? A receding hairline.
Must be an even number. Must be. There we go.